Infinity Nikki makes me the kind of happy like the comeback of Bratz dolls, and girls complimenting each other's outfits on the street, and drunken, devoted conversations with total strangers in the woman's bathroom on nights out. Infinity Nikki is the open-world RPG girl game we've always wanted, and when I say we, only you watching this can know whether that means you or not. For a long time, girly was a dirty word, especially in video games. The term was used with derision, and similarly, titles that tailored towards feminine tastes, shall we say, were neglected as girls were assumed to be a minority in video game consumption. But any girl, gay, or they who grew up with access to the internet from the 90s to now, to be frank, knows this is nowhere near true. We were simply more often playing games that didn't fall into the AAA, unisex/masculine titles that arrived on PC, PlayStation, GameCube, Xbox, etc. In the noughties, it was rare to find a mainstream game that was explicitly targeted towards girls, grown girls, women. The Sims is one of the few AAA exceptions I can think of. Preteen girls had Barbie titles, pet games, or flash games, the latter of which you'd find on sites like girlsgogames.com. These flash games were brazenly made for girls. They were sometimes in shades of pink, featured girls in their adverts, embraced wholesome ideals like taking care of others, and had avatars that we could make over or dress up to our heart's desire. Hell, entire games like Dolls, Star Dolls, and Movie Star Planet revolved around customizing and collecting outfits. Infinity Nikki comes at the perfect time, as the renaissance of these dress-up games is epitomised in the virality of Dress to Impress in Roblox, which is exactly what it sounds like. You dress to impress others in this multiplayer online game, voting on each other's outfits to decide who fits the theme best. It's competitive and hilarious, and if you're intrigued, you should search for Dress to Impress on TikTok to get a glimpse into it. Girly pop is really the best word to describe Infinity Nikki. For the uninitiated, it's an adjective coined on TikTok that expresses the joy of something being girly. Thanks to a combination of YouTube and TikTok connecting people like never before, and generations of girls growing up into women who remember those kinds of games fondly, the word girly, along with other terms like bimbo, are being reclaimed. It's kind of a full circle moment to realise Infinity Nikki is everything girly pop embodies. From a simplified perspective, that means you spend your time collecting outfits which grant different powers, and buying/crafting clothes to partake in, brace yourself, fashion battles. Isn't that the most divine thing you've ever heard? These battles involve zero violence. It's basically Roblox's Dress to Impress, where your outfit is scored based on how well it fits the chosen theme. This core mechanic makes Infinity Nikki feel like an antidote to mainstream games, which can seem like an exercise in trying to appeal to the largest possible demographic. Infinity Nikki isn't trying to do mass appeal, instead channeling the hyper-femininity and positivity reminiscent of flash gaming website girlsgogames.com. Infinity Nikki is a game for the girls, gays, and theys, exactly the kind of people who got their start in video games via Girls Go Games and its cohort. Infinity Nikki is a game for the girls, gays, and theys through and through. The main crux is that you, Nikki, have found yourself in a world where special clothing called ability outfits bestows different powers, and you are able to wield them as one of the realm's magical stylists. Thanks to the Infinity Heart that's mysteriously become a part of you, you're able to upgrade these outfits and help the people of Mirrorland. Dress-up games have come a long way, and, accordingly, Infinity Nikki's fashion battles are not for the weak. At first you'll ace them, but as you move deeper into Mirrorland, these fashion clans grow brutal. You'll need to be hunting for new outfit sketches, which are basically recipes, and therefore rare crafting components to even stand a chance at surviving these battles. let alone doing well in them. Having an NPC give your outfit an eye roll is painfully humbling. These fashion battles have a purpose other than forcing you to realise that the NPC dressed in relatively simple clothes has astoundingly brutal taste. They are a path to the top of Mirrorland's fashion clans. Each one is themed around a specific style, among them sweet, fresh and sexy, and at the very top is the Sovereign of Fresh, for example, the freshest, most fearsome figure who rules the clan, and will finally be yours to battle. Much like Assassin's Creed Odyssey's cultist web, you collect clues about the members of these clans, using the crumbs of intel to find them and work your way up the ladder. I adore that. Fashion and detective work is a combination I wouldn't have conceived of before now, and the extra depth is very welcome. Hopefully there's the option to turn off the fashion battle icon on the map to add an extra layer of intrigue. Despite using the term fashion battle, the lack of violence, or unnecessary violence, in Infinity Nikki is striking. In any other game you'd kill critters to get their fur, feathers or hair, but in Infinity Nikki you gently brush them to get what you need, leaving a happy creature behind. You do have to, quote-unquote, purify these things called etterlings, but this is framed as you ridding these items of their corruption, returning them to their uncorrupted state, fabrics and whatnot. The point here is that Infinity Nikki doesn't really have difficult combat, although if you really desire a challenge you could go into this special realm and fight Baldy, a golem of sorts, or put yourself through the game's platforming sections, which should not be underestimated. Nikki's open world outing isn't perfect, unfortunately. During the beta, the game crashed dozens of times in and around Stoneville, which got very irritating. The amount of systems in place, ranking up your compendium and your stylist rank, fulfilling wishes, collecting bling, evolving your outfits, is overwhelming at first, and at second, honestly, as I still haven't completely got to grips with all of them. Equally, I haven't felt the need to, beyond clicking a few buttons to get rewards for tasks I had unintentionally completed. Infinity Nikki is an absolute joy to play. No, more than that, it's euphoric, delightful, and fills me with happiness that could only come from my inner elated child. Everything in Infinity Nikki is tailored towards those of us who have been screaming for a girl game of our own, and in the meantime have been carving outer space with indie titles, or playing blockbusters like Red Dead Redemption 2 or Elden Ring as horse girl games, with glintstone mage builds that make us feel like Sailor Moon as we gallop across the lands between astride torrent. Infinity Nikki is unashamedly girly. Hearts spout forth from the wheels of my Whimsibike as I explore Mirrorland. Instead of a glider, I float on the air sitting atop a huge spectral flower. And when I need fur or feathers, I don't kill the animals that are covered in them. I groom them in a special ability outfit. I don't think it needs saying at this point, but I don't care. I cannot wait for Infinity Nikki's full release. Bigger than that though, is how excited I am to see what kind of community and discussion it fosters, and what comes after its gloriously girly debut. Are you planning to play Infinity Nikki, and if so, which feature or outfit are you most excited about? I want to know, so please do tell me in the comments below, and hell, feel free to use all the pink girly emojis you want. If you enjoyed this video and want to be girly pop, then feel free to like and subscribe to Eurogamer for more videos about Infinity Nikki with yours truly, Zoe Delahunty-Light. And now I'm going to go and try to buy all the outfits in this one specific shop to unlock this fancy dress on display, so I'll see you girlies next time.